Alexei, I'll start with you. The House Minority Leader, Nancy Pelosi, was on AM Joy yesterday. Very confident about this.
Yes.
Your sense, talking to sources about how right that confidence is going into this election?
Democrats are smarter, at least the ones I talk to, than to be overly confident. I mean, everyone I've talked to, they're not like, oh yeah, we have this in the bag. Sure, they have reason to feel confident. And the path I talked about earlier is certainly one thing. The energy we're seeing in early voting and throughout the entire time Donald Trump has been president is something they're banking on.
So it's optimism versus confidence.
Yes, but I mean, Republicans and Democrats are like, well, we all remember 2016 when Democrats had never been more certain about anything than President Hillary Clinton, and look what happened. And so Nancy Pelosi, I also think, but I heard this from a Republican, that she said that for like every midterm cycle in the last like 8 years.
Tried and true.
10 years, yeah. So
enough times it's bound to balance out 50-50. Gabe, your reaction to that? I mean, let's just talk broadly about polling. And we're here looking at all this stuff, as I said at the top of the show, early voting numbers, enthusiasm, this and that. What's changed between 2016 and today when it comes to how we forecast out what's going to happen on Election Day?
Well, I mean, I think anyone around this table, I'll speak for myself, I mean, throwing out predictions is probably the dumbest thing you can do in national politics. And so I think everyone needs to have a little humility. You know, you can look at broad trends and the macro picture, but I think to say with any certainty that this is going to be a Democrat year, this is going to be a Republican year, I think it's so volatile. You know, what we saw in Pittsburgh and the mail bombs. I mean, the electorate is so volatile that on Election Day, you know, anything is possible. And so I think you can just sort of, all you can do is look at the trend lines.
Emily, I'll go to you lastly here.
Yeah,
optimistic?
I think that's right. I'm optimistic.
Not confident, but optimistic?
Optimistic. I deeply feel that 2016 overconfidence. I deeply feel that. Optimistic, but I do worry that anything short of like the biggest blue wave that's ever happened will be perceived as being, oh, well, Trump can't do anything too disgusting to turn off his base. And so it becomes a reinforcement of Trump. Republicans have basically already conceded the fact that they are the party of Trump. Those who are willing to not be 100% on board with him have basically retired. And now the ads they're running at the end are to align themselves closer with the worst part of his rhetoric and the worst part of his presidency. So I do worry that anything short of like a Democratic tsunami is going to be the large narrative will be, Trump will never alienate anyone.
And same with the record number of women running for office. I hear this all the time. People who are upset with this Year of the Woman moniker because if all the don't win, then suddenly it's a failed effort, which, of course, that's just not the case.
And just the one last thing, the view inside Trump world is that if somehow the Democrats don't take the House and they lose the Senate, that it would literally break the back of the Democratic Party, that this was their year to reclaim power, and they couldn't do it. You know, it's like you can't organize a one-car funeral. I mean, I don't know what they can do. So the view inside Trump world is that if they somehow pull off a miracle and hold both houses, that this will just wipe out the Democrats for 2020.
I'm envisioning like the metaphorical life raft versus surfboard.